Today, na? See?
No. Go. Rango. Nitai, go. Parama karuna pahu dui jana. Parama karuna pahu dui jana. Nitai Gaura Chandra. Nitai Gaura Chandra. Sabaya Mataro Saro Shiromani. Sabaya Mataro Saro Shiromani. Bolo Ananda Kanda. Bolo Ananda Kanda. Bolo Ananda Kanda.
No, Kasturi just come in. She doesn't come here, usually.
Who?
Kasturi.
I asked about her in the car yesterday.
Yes. She never come here. Only for you.
You are very kind, huh?
Not never come, but.
Okay. So,
programme chez elle.
C'est dur, il y a 400 personnes qui sont pas venues. Vous avez l'information. Hein?
okay. Sri Krishna Kirtane Yadi. No?
I don't know this song.
You don't know this song?
I'm going to learn it.
I think so. It is the commentary of Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur for the third verse of Shikshashtakam. So,
Commence pas.
Shri Krishna Kirtana Jodi Mana Shatuhar. Il est dans le Wali.
Troisième verset de Shikshashtakam.
Il est déjà Prabhu.
Non, Kirtana Jali.
Shri Krishna Kirtana Jodi.
Krishna Kirtana Jali.
Voilà.
186 dans le petit livre.
okay. You keep searching. Sri Krishna Kirtane Yadi Manasato Hara. Sara सुख पसरीरे हईले सर्वगुणे गुणी महाशा प्रतिष्ठा शादी कर अमानी कृष्ण अधिष्ठान सर्वा जीवे जानी सदा करवी समान सवे आदरे सर्वगा करवी समान सवे आदरे सर्वगा दैन्य दया प्रतिष्ठा चारी गुणे गुणी हरि तरह कीर्तन भक्ति विनोद कांदी बड़े प्रभु है नायाधिकार कवे दिवे है रामा है ना अधिकार कवे दिवे है रामा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे Krishna Feeling like my throat is chopped because of the cough and body is also very bad. When it cooperates, then it gives up, you never know, unfortunately. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vande Guru Gata Pranam Swacharya Nijakinkaram Tirthanamna Suvikhyatam Paramaham Samaham Bhaje Patita Pavan Param Karunamai Param Aradhyatam Srila Gurudev Nitya Leela Pravishtom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajyakacharya Ashtotara Shatasri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj Ji के अभय चरण असंख्य कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत प्रणाम करते हुए उनकी अहेतु की कृपा प्रार्थना करता हूँ। So we were discussing yesterday, today is very auspicious Tithi. Today is the disappearance Tithi of Srila Rai Ramananda Prabhu. So we shall discuss in the evening about Sri Rai Ramananda Prabhu. I just want to continue what I left in the middle yesterday, which is also very important for our spiritual upliftment. So, what happens when we come in the path of devotion? As we have discussed that it removes all the sin and the seed of the sin. As a result, we will start committing all those activities which can be sin. Means you don't need to forcefully control yourself. When the seed is not there, what is going to sprout? There is nothing to sprout now when the seed is gone, like that. So it's not like forcefully you have to control yourself, you have to change yourself, nothing like that. It's natural. It happens naturally. Whatever activity the person performs, everything becomes pure and natural. That's why it is said, Harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna. A person who is not the devotee of the Lord, what kind of good quality can you expect from that person? It's a way of saying when a person is not into Krishna Bhakti, in the devotion of the Lord, there is no possibility of possessing any good quality. There is no possibility like that. So what is the beauty? That the bhakti does not control the conduct of the person. In fact, it transforms everything. It changes everything like that. And also there are certain things which can't be given up in this life. Like, we can't give up lust. We can't give up greed. We can't give up anger. These things can't be given up. They will remain. We can't give up our desires. We can't give up our action. We can't give up our fulfillment, our happiness. Like that. We call it as Ichha Kriya Anubhuti. That Anubhuti, that feeling can't be given up. You have to feel it. Whether it is good or bad, whatever the feeling is, it has to be felt. And the Kriya, the activity, you can't remain silent. If you see in Bhagavad Gita, Lord himself says, no one can remain a moment without performing karma. So without performing any action, no one can remain. And being a conscious entity, we can't remain without any desire. That's why Shri Rupa Goswami, he says, Anya Bilashita Sunyam. He did not mention it has to be Abhilashita Sunyam when it is about talking about Uttama Bhakti. Or maybe he would have said directly that Ankulyan Krishnanushilanam has to be your desire. But what did he say? He says, Anyabhilashita Sunyam. You should not have any other desires. Means you have the right to have one desire. you have the right that you can have one desire, not any other desire. And now that one, the people in this world, they choose to be the worldly desires, to enjoy worldly desires. But what Rupa Goswami says, Anukulena Krishnanusirana. That desire should be, Krishnanusirana is to serve Krishna, is to serve Srimati Radhika and Krishna both, especially staying under the shelter of Radharani. Like that. So you have the desire and you can't avoid it. You can't give up those desires. If you have to, leave your desire, if you have to stop your activities, and if you have to control your emotions, your feelings, it's like a vegetable, It's nothing more than that. Or if we talk something on elevated position, it's like trying to merge in Brahman. That's it. A kind of, Sahyajya Mukti, a kind of frozen seed. So it's not possible. So what bhakti does is, there is nothing like forcefully. Everything goes smooth, natural. Like that. Like some diseases, like cancer. It's not a good example, but I just want to tell, it's like cancer or maybe diabetes. You never know, it's in the body, slowly it spreads everywhere. Like that. These cells are like, the cells of cancer, they spread like anything. You never know, one fine day you go for the medical checkup and the doctor says, sorry my friend, maybe 2 days or 3 days, we never know. Like that. Even without the knowledge of the person, the disease, it spreads into the whole body. Of course, it's very bad, it's not a comparison or it's not an example, but I just want to say, everything happens without our knowledge in bhakti. But if we have to forcefully take them out from our life, Narottam Thakur says, what is happening to me, that the lust, the anger, greed, everything, they are like, they bind me with their respective ropes and they try to drag me in their directions. So how much pain it is? Kama krodha chai jane loya fire nana sthane vishay munjay nana mate. What to do? They are like, dragging me in all different directions. And also showing me the object of senses. Sometimes I see, I hear some voice, sometimes I see some picture or some person or some scenery, something. Sometimes I get different kinds of tastes. And now I develop lust for them. So all those things which are there, these objects of senses, they are like carrots, they are like dangling. And now these things, all these things, lust, anger, greed, they are like pulling me on their directions. It's a big pain. It's a subtle pain. It can only be experienced, can't be defined also. If someone says, you are totally fine, what's wrong with you? How to tell that person that what's going on? Like that. So, and if we think, like our acharyas, they say, Aneka yatane sesab damane chadiya ashami. I tried a lot to control them, but it is not happening. I tried a lot. Sesab damane, to press them, so that they never raise. But it's not possible, it's not happening, Chadiya cha ashyami. I have given up the hope. And who is the hope? Anath Dakita Banam. You are the Lord of all the orphans, you know. I am an orphan because since time immemorial I have left and then I have come here in this world. A son who leaves their parents and goes here and there is an orphan. So Anath, you are the Lord of a fallen soul like me. Dakita Banam. Again he says, I am chanting your name. I am trying to glorify you. Trying to glorify. Ekhon bharosa to me. Now you are the only hope. You are the only hope. It is said, like today before Harikatha, Shamarani was showing one post and says, like, you know, if you have false ego, pride and this, that and all, it's a quote by Srila Prabhupada. And then we are like even performing or engaging in the seva of the Lord, it is also a kind of, it has no specific use type of. You know, you should understand things. Bhumo swakalita padanam bhumireva avalambanam tvaya jata aparathanam tvamaiva sharanam prada. Definitely I believe like we have to accept that yet we are fallen, we don't deserve the mercy. But still we should hold their feet only to get the mercy. Like that. That is what we have to understand. A person who has all these defects, how he can get the mercy of the Lord? Impossible. And even though if he tries to do something with all these problems, what benefit he will be getting? But at least now he understood, I have the problem, you know, I have no other shelter. Where shall I go? I am helpless. I am fallen. Now I have to raise. Then what is the help? What is the hope? The lotus feet of the Lord is the only hope. The lotus feet of Sri Guru is the only hope. Like that. So all these things have dragged me here and engaging me in various activities. And those activities are giving me so much of pain. How to come out of them? I can't throw them away because it's impossible to throw. Lust has to remain in the person. You can't just throw lust. Only thing you can do is, now they are perverted, you have to bring them in the right direction. That's why it is said, Kama Krishna Karmarpane, Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jale. If there was no anger in Hanuman, how would he burn Lanka? It's impossible without anger, you know, you burn Lanka. So it is very important. But the thing is, where it is used, it is all about the direction. Bhakti gives us direction. Our practice gives us direction. If I am chanting, if I am in the company of the devotees and singing kirtan, that means that lust is going towards the Lord. The desire to serve the Lord is increasing. If someone is criticizing the devotees or something is happening, naturally I am getting angry, you know, I am feeling very bad. Like that. In this world, why we say it as a false ego? Means ego is there. You can't give up ego. Ego is there. But in this world, it's false ego. When the devotion helps the person come out of this false ego and to be able to fix in the real ego, true ego. What is it? Like, you know, Hanuman, he was asked to reveal his identity in Lanka. And then Hanumanji, he says, Dasoham Raghunandanasya. This is what he said. Hanumanji says, who am I? Immediately he is like, making a roaring sound, and then he just, with his hands, he just gave a big strike on the ground, very loudly, and then he says, Daso Aham, I am the servant of Raghunandan, Lord Ramachandra. He made such a big strike. In fact, many pregnant women, their, what you call?
Miscarriage.
They had miscarriage even in Lanka because of that strike. Like that. Think, I am the servant of Lord Ramachandra. You can see Angad. I am the servant of Lord Ramachandra. If someone can move my feet a little, even Lord Ram will accept his defeat. What kind of faith and what kind of ego they have. Like that. Ego, we can't give up anything, whatever we have. Everything which is perverted has to bring back on the right platform. That happens with Bhakti. By the mercy of Sri Guru and Krishna. Like that. It helps us come out of our misidentification. What we identify ourselves like, I am Indian, European, or some other country, or here, there, maybe I am white, I am black, I am this, I am that, all those things, which are very harmful. I am charming, you are ugly, this, that, so many things. All these identifications are also very big obstacles in Bhakti. And interestingly, none of them needs to be thrown out by our own endeavor. We don't need to throw them by our own endeavor. We don't need to do anything. Just sit back, relax and enjoy chanting Harinam. That is the speciality. Just chant, sing, that's it. See, your Gurudev, did he force people to convert or change? No, you know very well. Only they were doing Sankirtan. And then asking people to join in Sankirtan. He did not force anyone. No? He not like he was going to the people and then asking them forcefully. Nothing. Whoever is coming, he is asking them, right, to chant Harinam. Mahaprabhu, what did he do? And Nityananda Prabhu, what did he do? Mahaprabhu is instructing Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu, you go to each and every one and then beg, what? Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna, Shiksha. That's it. Simply chant you, simply ask them to serve Krishna because they know very well.
One time in one class he said, chant, chant, chant. And then the people answer, can't. That's sometimes the problem. You ask to chant, but they can't. But
because they are unfortunate, what to do? Same thing happened to our Param Gurudev also. One lady, she was about to die, and then her children, they came to our Param Gurudev asking her, please tell her to chant Harinam before she died. And Param Gurudev himself came to her and he said, Mataji, say Hare Krishna. She says, I can't say this. She is saying I can't say this, and she is saying I am worried about my children, or how they will survive and everything. But two words, Hare and Krishna, she did not utter that. Like that. So there are such people, most unfortunate, but actually still there is a hope because they are fortunate to have darshan of Uttama Bhagavat. And then that particular moment they are not making any offense also. So if not in this rotten life, maybe after they die and take birth again, it's a fresh life, fresh start, because Lord says, Matta smritir jnanam apohanancha. Only the impressions will remain, they will forget all their past deeds, activities, everything. So when they will be born in a new life, this darshan of that Uttam Mahabhagavat will definitely help them. And there is a possibility that the transformation of life will happen. With a devotee, in all the ways it's useful. Even if they are quarreling, then also. When there are 4 utensils, there will be a sound, by default. But if they are devotees, definitely it is going to benefit everyone. Like that. Because they have, from the core of their heart, they have some sympathy, they have some respect, they have some love for everyone, for each other. That is the strength. That is the strength that helps the person. Like that. So that's really very helpful thing. And especially if a person will leave, immediately the whole world starts to see his great qualities which were hidden since his childhood or maybe. Like that. Whole life they may be saying, useless fellow, why you want that? But the moment he leaves, oh, such a nice person. Arey, what happened to you, useless fellow, yesterday? Why can't you see that quality? Actually, the thing is, it's in the heart. They see. But the ego is not allowing them to glorify, or the ego is not allowing them to accept. But still they are in the company of devotees, and slowly, in any way it is useful only. Our offenses will push us back in our sadhana, but it will not finish our whatever we did. Like that. The devotion will remain. But offenses are like horrible thing. It pushes us so back that it almost appears like disappeared. That it is not there. But ultimately, it's actually useful to be in the company of devotees. Even though we may not have the desire to chant, slowly, without our knowledge, we will start chanting. I saw many people like that, Some people like they were traveling with us, going here and there for the programs and then having fun and all, everything. After some time, one day, one boy came to me and he said, why don't you tell me to chant Harinam? I was asking. I said, you want to chant? He said, yes. Okay. And then he started chanting. I told him to chant, he started chanting. After a few days he came to me and he said, I want to wear tulsi. I said, for tulsi you should not eat onion, garlic and all. He said, I'm not eating, I will leave everything finished. Because he was watching devotees, how happy they are, like singing kirtans and then harikatha, all those things. And after being friends with them, he is matured enough, first of all, to understand everything properly, what's going on. And then slowly, he himself came. When you see the devotees, when you follow them, they don't need to tell you also. That naturally comes to you. Like that. Why? Because their heart is engaged in the service of Supreme Lord. They don't have any personal motives, personal agenda. The problem is when people have personal agendas. But when they don't have any personal agenda, their purpose is solely for the pleasure of Sri Guru and Krishna, then the world is benefited. You can see this happening, in the case of all the revered acharyas of our parampara. How old they were when they started traveling. If we forget the current generations, if we see the previous acharyas like Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, at what age he was traveling, it's not so easy. And starting from Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, he was traveling. If we still consider Srila Bhakti Hriday Van Goswami Maharaj was young when he travelled, at least what age Srila Swami Goswami Maharaj travelled? What personal agenda he had? He even had heart problems on the way. And again, when we talk about Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, and then our most revered Srila Gurudev, and then Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, all of them, they travelled in very advanced age, it was not very easy. But because they don't have their personal agenda, that's why the world was benefited like anything. Even though none of them ever forced anyone to change, only by their holy presence, only by their affection, only by their speech, only by their words, many people, their life was completely transformed. We all can see, it's like we met them, we have seen them, We know them very well in person. Like that. Why? Because that is the devotion they have. So when there is bhakti, bhakti is such an amazing thing. It not only transforms the life of the person who is performing, it also helps and then enlighten those people, those who are associated with such personalities. Right. But if you are engaged in karma, jnana, yoga and other things, only the person who was performing, he will be benefited, but that too in a limit. In a limit. He can't be benefited like, ultimate thing. But for bhakti, it's not like that. If we talk about any devotee in our scriptures or in our line, in our parampara, like that. So, here it is said, the false identification which is there, which makes the person develop ego, that will be purified. Ego is purified. It becomes like pure ego, that I am the servant of the Lord. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he sings, Gaite gaite nam ki dasha hailo, Krishna nitya das mui hriday spurilo. It's not implanted from somewhere else. It is there within the heart, but it is covered because of our polluted consciousness. And what happens is, It says, Gaite gaite nam, the holy name, when I am singing the holy name. And also if we want to serve the Lord, of course we have to serve the Lord. For serving the Lord also we need some motivation. And that motivation comes by chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So it starts from chanting only. It starts from Sankirtan only. And then ultimately it will upgrade us, help us to progress. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Gaite gaite nam ki dashakhaila. What happened to me after I started chanting holy name? Krishna Nitya Das Mui. I am the eternal servant of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Hridaye Spurilo. It is manifesting in my heart. Means what? The false ego is gone. The true ego appeared. That yes, I am his servant. And how firm it is. Janiram Maya Pashe Ye Jad Jagate. There is nothing like, okay, I am the servant of the Lord, but at least this is there. No. Janiram Maya Pashe. Whatever is there, everything is the bondage of illusion. I understood. I realized. Not by force. Everything appears to be normal. Everything appears to be fine. But the moment Lord enters into the life of the person, then we see everything completely different. Like that. Yamunacharya, he became like a king. And then Srinath Muni, his grandfather, he had the desire that no, Yamunacharya has to come to Srirangam and then be a monk and take up this life. He has to be the king, like yatis, sannyasis, monks. He has to take up that position and he has to be a great preacher of Visishtadvaita. And now he sends his sevak and he goes and he says that it's a story, we don't go there, but anyhow. He ultimately convinces Yamunacharya to come to Srirangam and like showing him that your grandfather has preserved a great wealth for you. He was not going there to be a monk. First he was going with the idea that my grandfather has kept something for me which is huge. I have to go and take it. And then while going on the way, he started narrating some verses, As he keep on listening to those verses, even before he reached Srirangam, he is completely converted and he was like, no, I don't want anything now. So it's like that. They don't force. They have it and then they transform it. They help the person to develop that kind of ego. Why I want all this? Because I am his servant, I just want to serve him, that's it. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also through Raghunath Das Goswami, in one line he was indicating, Vraje Radha Krishna Seva Manasi Koribe. Where he was teaching about Gramya Varta, na Shulibe, Gramya Varta, na Koibe Kani. He was mentioning all these things. And then at the end he says, Vraje Radha Krishna Seva Manasi Koribe. Always remain in Vraj, serve Sri Radha Krishna from the heart. You don't need anything external, Only thing is you have to develop, like we have to develop this mood that I am the servant of the Lord, and then you can sit and do whatever you want. From your heart you can do whatever you want. I was in Vienna, someone was asking me that Pujari is going inside the altar, we can't go inside the altar, how can we serve the Lord? Something like that. I told that lady that who is stopping you? Who is stopping you? No one is there to stop you, you go. Why you want to go with this body only? You stand there and send your mind, And through mind you can decorate the deity, you can cook for the deity, you can serve the deity, you can perform the arati for the deity. And believe me that the whole day will be passed and you will not have any time after that. Very easy. Like that. And this is what is being taught by our acharyas, that you should Understand your identity as the servant and engage in their service. That's it. That is bhakti. For bhakti, you don't need to struggle. You don't need anything. Nothing is needed. Wherever you are, you can perform bhakti. How amazing it is. You don't need anything like gross, you don't have tilak, no problem. Just take some mud from tulsi plant and apply it and then finish. And it is there. Gopi Chandan and then Vrajraj and that sand, that mud of tulsi plant, all three are considered equal. Of course, we are, instructed by our acharyas to apply Gopi Chandan, we do that. By any chance, some places they don't have it. Okay, no problem. You have all the options. We don't have that also. We don't have tulsi plant. Okay, you can apply cow dung. Yes, Mother Yashoda applied it to Krishna. That also you can apply. I don't have anything. Okay, no problem. At least you have some water. Just take water and then you apply it with the mood that I have nothing what to do. Lord will be still very merciful. Like that. I heard from Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj that the disciples of Srila Swami Maharaj, when they came to India, they were like having Gopi Chandan in their pocket and they don't have water, they spit on their hand and then they rub and they would apply tilak. Many brahmacharis, those who saw, they were like, what is this? And these are I think these are those things which have made some differences between their thoughts or whatever, I don't know. That's why there is some headache all the time, some tension, strange tension. But anyhow, Guru Varga see this very differently. Their vision is totally different. Like that. So anyhow, the thing is how you are doing, what you are doing, whether you have the thing or not, nothing. Who really doesn't mind in devotion? But Shukdev Goswami never had any shikha. Shukdev Goswami never had any yajnopavit. Shukdev Goswami never had any saffron clothes or white clothes. He was in Digambar Vesh. Amazing. For other things you need so much. But for bhakti you don't need anything. Only you need the heart which can be engaged and the realization and the understanding that I don't belong to this world. I belong to Krishna. I belong to Shri Guru. I belong for their service. And interestingly, for this also we don't need to make any effort. It comes naturally. Mahaprabhu is very intelligent, the way he says, Nacho, gao, bhakt, sange kara, sankirtan, you don't need to do anything. Just be with the devotees, sing and dance and then that's it. Once you do that, life will be finished. Because everything will change after that. Everything will change. What happens? We will realize our real identity. And also our attachment for these worldly objects will disappear. Our attachment for these worldly objects will not remain after that. Now whatever is hurting us, whatever is giving pain to us, that will all disappear. Madhavendra Puripal, you can see, he has 10,000 cows and a big temple. And there were many followers in Govardhan. When that Gopal, he appeared, and where he was doing this Bhandara for 2 years. Imagine a person who has 10,000 cows. How rich he was. but only for one word of Gopal that I need sandalwood for me, he left everything and then he went to Jagannath Puri. And after that he never returned also. Because Gopinath told him to remain there only. So he did not return after that. Where is the attachment? Attachment is in the Lord and His service, not in the property they have acquired, not in the people they have behind them. They are not behind the followers, they are not behind the money, they are not behind the property or anything. If the person is a monk, and if the person is grihastha, they are not behind their wife, children, or this, that, and all, everything, nothing. Madatya tattva karmani tyaktva sajana bandhava. He could earn lots of money, but he gave up everything. He could be with his own people, his family members and all. He gave up everything. Like Raghunath Das Goswami. It's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita that he has the Aishwarya, opulence like Indra. His father, he was saying this to his mother, that you crazy lady, why you want to tie your son with the ropes? You think they can stop him? Not possible. The person who possesses the opulence like Indra and wife like Apsara, they could not bind the person who is maddened by the love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What rope you will bring and tie him, tell me. There is no use. And it could not bind him. After being so rich, and Narottam Thakur, how rich he was, what could bind him? Nothing could bind him. Like that. So the thing is, attachment for worldly things will naturally disappear. If not, it's very difficult. It's very difficult even to give up one kurta. It's very difficult. Okay, anyhow, people will bring new ones, so when we see the new one, we feel like, okay, we leave it. Like, but old people or maybe some household people or those sadhus to whom not many people are coming and offering, they were like, if it is like old also, they will somehow manage to keep it. That attachment that remains. And for those people, those who are getting new things, for them it's like, okay, anyhow I get new. So their attachment is being transformed to one to other like that. Ultimately, in both the cases, it's not very easy to give up attachment. But bhakti helps us, devotion helps us to come out of these attachments. And it helps us in such a way that we will develop natural attachment towards Krishna. You see this kirtan itself where Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Gaite Gaite Nam Ki Dasha Hailo. At one point he says, Sri Krishna Virahe Ar Sahite Na Pari. I am unable to bear the pain of separation from Sri Krishna. What to do? Paran chadite yaar deen tui chari. I don't know, maybe one day or 2 days, I don't know. I may die any moment now in separation from Krishna. I can't bear this separation. And also again crying, Sakhi go, hey Sakhi, kemute dharibu paran, how would I hold my life in separation from the Lord? Nimesha hoilu yugere saman. Even a moment of time is also making me feel like, I don't know how many yugas it is. And where it started? Gaite, Gaite, Nam it started. A person is chanting Hari Nam and slowly he has come to that level where he is unable to bear the separation from the Lord. See. And then what he says, Shravanera dhara akhi varishay shunya bheno dharat. I see everywhere completely dark. I don't see anything. Govind virahe pran nahi rahe kemo ne bachi ko bolo. In separation from Lord Govinda, it's impossible for me to survive even. Are yesterday you have no desire to chant, but the moment you develop the desire to chant, holy name is taking you. As I mentioned yesterday, the moment we develop the desire, the next moment the Lord will start pushing us towards Himself. It's like a magnet attracting the piece of iron. The Lord starts to attract the heart of the person and brings him to the level where he can't remain without the Lord. His attachment is so deep-rooted in the lotus feet of the Lord and His service. Other than this, everything appears to be completely dark. How beautiful it is. Like that. And then what happens? There is no fear and there is no desire for anything. There is no fear now. When I am attached to the Lord, then where is the fear? There is no fear. The fear remains to the person, in the life of the person who has no attachment for Krishna, who has no attachment for the holy name. One who is attached is always strong. There is no fear. And if a person is mad, in love with Lord, and he is feeling so much of love for the Lord and engaged in His service, then where is the fear? Narottam Das Thakur, he left everything and started running towards Vrindavan continuously. Where is the fear? There is no fear. And then we see all other devotees. Prahlad Maharaj, he was tortured so badly. Where is the fear? No fear. Ravan was kicked out of Lanka. Vibhishan was kicked out of Lanka. Where is the fear? No fear. We also have a nice bhajan. We sing Bhaje Hure Man Shri Nandanandan Abhaya Charana Aravinda. Like the Govind Kaviraj, he is inspiring his own mind. Oh man, Bhaje Hure Man. You start chanting, you start worshipping Lord Govinda. Nandanandan. Abhaya Charana Aravinda Re. It's Abhay Charan. There is no fear. In Bhagavatam it says, Yasyam vai Sriyamanaya Sri Krishna Paramapurushe Bhakti Rutpaddhate Punsa Shoka Moha Bhayapa. When we start to hear about Krishna, when we start to sing the glories of Krishna, when we are engaged in the service of Krishna, what happens? Bhakti Rutpaddhate Punsa. That devotion will manifest in the heart, and as a result, we are in this world of 3 time zones: past, present, future. So because of the past, it's shok. Because in the present it is moh, and in future it is bhai. All 3 will disappear. Nothing will remain. All 3 will disappear. Like, there is fear for future. Oh, if I lose this, if I lose that. Like, but who cares? I lost in the past. So what? And whatever is in the present. Actually, present in this world has no meaning, One moment before it's past, one moment later is present, future. And that one moment we are in, which is like Tatastha, it can't be considered as the land or the sea. It appears like, present, but where is the present? Like that. So anyhow, what happens is bhakti helps the person come out of fear. There is no room for fear. There is no room for anxiety. There is nothing is there. It only helps the person go more deep and deep and deep into the lotus feet of the Lord. We shall, I think, we shall discuss in the evening. She told me like around
I don't know
12.
because she hasn't made the offering yet, so.
The present is when we are with devotees.
Yes,
No time.
no time. Time is.
We are looking time because for the Lord servant, but otherwise
Time.
we can go
When
on.
we are with
This is
devotees and when we are in Sankirtan, in Harikatha, and that means time is like, fixed. It's now not changing. Only when we are away from them, then only maybe past or future is coming and so many problems are coming. Like that. That's why Nitya Leela is like always present. There is no problem. There is no time zone, there is nothing is there. So anyhow.
like the gopis. They dance with Krishna for a day of Brahma.
Even the life of Brahma,
Yeah.
is life of Brahma. Brahma, his life is like very small. He has very small life.
Nothing.
Nothing. So they are like that. But enjoying all the time in the service of the Lord. And it's such a nectar. Even in this world also, like different kinds of seva are there. So whoever is inspired by whatever kind of seva, and when they are engaged in it, you can see they don't see the time. That's very special. If someone is busy, someone has the desire to make shringar of the deities, many times you see they take a lot of time. They keep on like doing. They are bound because they are in the temples. They have to open for darshan, so they somehow manage to. But when you see some people, those who are very devoted to make nice decorations and all, they don't see the time. They keep on doing and then they keep on looking and enjoying it like that. Are Baba, it's time for bhog. And some people when they are like, very much into kirtan, they keep on singing and they keep on following, they are enjoying like, sometimes because of the time they have to stop. And sometimes like Harikatha, those who are like, very attached to Harikatha, hearing and speaking, you can see many times, because in this world, it can't go continuously, but you can see the spirit in them that they want to go on like that. Like, sometimes I remember for Srila Gurudev also and Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj also. Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj would speak Harikatha. Then what happens is like, it's too late now, he has to rest, and then we ask him, please stop, leave it. He would remain silent for a moment, after that he keeps on speaking. And at times he would start speaking in the room also, and then we go out of the room, he is still speaking alone. There is no one. One time he was laying on the bed like this, we were giving his foot massage and then hearing some Harikatha, he was like repeating. Because whatever topics he want to speak in Harikatha in the people, when he don't get that time, so the system already processed that Harikatha, so he has to speak. But because outside there was less time, so he could not speak. So once he comes back to the room and then he starts to speak again, continuing that particular subject. And then we see that he is getting tired or whatever, we ask him, please rest. We come out of the room, but we don't just come, like people are very crazy. We just try to see inside that what's happening. Then we hear he is still speaking.
Is it the question?
Hmm?
Is it the question?
Like that. The thing is because whatever is like in there, you know, one time in the night we were like in the room of Srila Gurudev in Kolkata. So now Srila Gurudev is talking to us. It was like maybe 3-4 minutes. He was talking and then he just smiled and he looked and he said, bring that book. In his Calcutta Bhajan Kutir there are like so many books. So now which book, how would we know? He should name the book. He is not naming because the conversation like came up and then the name of Rupa Goswami appeared there and immediately after that he said bring that book. So we don't know which book. The brahmacharis they were showing this one. He says no. Then they asked this one. He said no. And then finally after 5 minutes he said you can't get it. So he stood and then he went to the books. He took one book, he opened and he was started flipping the papers and finally I don't know where he found the name of Rupa Goswami and he was showing the name of Rupa Goswami and then he was standing there for 25 minutes. They got stuck there and only by reading one word. What kind of attachment they have, and what kind of absorption they have in those acharyas. Our Gurudev especially, every acharya is a Paramahamsa, but Gurudev he also manifested such pastimes. One devotee wanted to name his shop. It's amazing that what he did is, he wanted in the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he did like Sri Chaitanya, this, he gave few titles. And then he said, Gurudev don't need to make any effort, he simply can choose one name, that's enough for us. Next morning when they saw the paper, they were surprised that just below the list, Srila Gurudev he wrote, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. That person he wanted to name his shop in the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he wrote, first one is Sri Chaitanya and then it's like enterprises or maybe some shop or something like that. But when Gurudev read Sri Chaitanya, immediately he said Charitamrita. They were like that, their mind, it is fully observed in Mahaprabhu, in Harikatha, and then they can continue. They can continue whole life, They feel like they can speak, they can sing. That is something not ordinary. And one day we were in the room of Srila Gurudev, and next morning we are supposed to go to Bangalore with Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj, myself and Sadhu Maharaj, my friend. We both were going, so we went to offer pranams and tell this to Gurudev. And while we were talking in the room, Srila Gurudev, he was like asking the age of everyone. Hey, what's your age? He doesn't say hey, he said like, that's Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj style. Hey, kya umar hai? That's his style. Like, but Srila Gurudev, he was like asking, what's your age? And then he was mentioning, at your age I did Sankirtan, I used to do Kirtan. And then all of us, we were requesting Gurudev, please sing a little.
Please
Sing. We were requesting Gurudev because he says now I am very aged and then I am not singing these days. So we all requested Gurudev in the room, and around it's 12:30 in the night. It's 12:30 in the night and next morning 6 a.m. is our flight. So we were there and then Gurudev is still awake. So myself, Sadhu Maharaj, Parvadaiti Maharaj and maybe Radha Kant and one more was there. We were like 5-6 of us. And then You know, Gurudev did sing Panchatattva and Mahamantra three times. We were like shocked. The voice, the bass, and the intensity, everything is almost the same which he used to sing when he was young. Those who could listen him singing at that moment without knowing, then they can never believe that he did it at the age of 88 or 89. He was sitting on his chair like this. He always keeps his hands folded like this. Always, maximum time you can see his hands are like this one. And he's sitting in the chair and then using Sri Krishna Chaitanya. We had all of us, our hair was standing like this. And first time in my life when I heard Gurudev singing Kirtan, I did not see him because I can't understand these Bengali Kirtans and all. And then they were like singing, I was sitting somewhere and waiting, okay, let them move because it was for Nagar Sankirtan. I will follow them, that's it. I don't even know, but when Gurudev came, because the crowd was like this, so I could not see that he even came. When he started singing Kirtan, sitting in one corner also I could feel like, my hair is standing, it's a different experience. I immediately rushed there to see who is singing because I never heard Gurudev singing Kirtan before that. It was first darshan, first Kirtan. And I was surprised to see. And believe me, when Gurudev was almost 89-year-old, almost the last time I got the chance to hear him sing Kirtan, it was the same. Age doesn't matter for them, Their heart is always the same, fully engaged in Sankirtan, fully engaged in Harikatha, fully engaged in Seva. It's all like that. And Mathura Das Babaji Maharaj, he used to be the pujari of our Vrindavan temple. He was the longest serving pujari of Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. For almost 45 years he was the pujari of Vrindavan Math. Whether it is winter, summer, whatsoever it is. After that he could not walk anymore. He became like, like Gadadhar Pandit, he could not stand like this. He became like this. So then he had an assistant who was doing the puja. But every day he would go there and he would sit and watch till he left his body. And also without his consent or without his guidance or direction, they would not bring any clothes for the deities and all. He would choose everything. He was the disciple of our Param Gurudev. The thing is like that, the person who is doing puja, he is having that attachment. Everything in relation with Krishna is like that only. Those who are working on the publications, those who are working Brihad Mridanga Seva. Brihad Mridanga Seva, we take it as for a preaching purpose, but actually publication is also one kind of seva. It is a way of glorifying the Lord with the content inside. What we are speaking, which is now articulated. It's inscribed like that. Rup Goswami never wrote Upadeshamrita or Ujjwal Nilmani or Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu for preaching purpose, that I have to write some commentary so that future fellows will read it and then they will use it in their preaching. No, it's purely the glorification of the Lord in a way. So like that, everyone. Once you are addicted to serve the Lord, that addiction can never go away. If you want that addiction to disappear, then it is, the best thing is you have to die. You have to die. If not possible. The one who is intoxicated by the nectar of Hari Naam and Hari Seva, How that person can come out? It's impossible. And that addiction is natural. It's not someone is imposing it. Like that. That's what the Lord wants. If not, He could have taken us back to His abode the moment we appear from His marginal potency. But He doesn't want that. He wants us to come back to Him with love. So there can be a loving reciprocation between the Lord and His beloved devotees. Vrindavan Vihari Lal ki Jai. Okay. So, anyhow, finally the bhog is over, so we will have one kirtan and then we will finish it for today.
For this morning.
Yeah, for this morning.
Ce soir, c'est chez la matin.
C'est pas dire, hein.
Parce qu'ici, on ne peut pas.
Ah, oui.
Chez elle ou son ancienne maison?
Non, non, chez elle.
Nam Gai Gaura Madhur Sware Nam Gai Gaura Madhur Sware Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gaura Madhur Sware, Maya Jali Pada Grihe Thako Vane Thako Sada Hari Bole Dako 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 Sukhe Dukhe Bhulo na ko Vadane Hari Naam karo re Sukhe Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Madhur Sware Maya Jani Badha Pache Niche Kaj Laye
Maya jale bata hoye, ashami se kajal ye.
Maya Jani Badha Pache Niche Kaj Laye
Maya jale bata hoye, ashami se kajal ye.
Ekhane o chetante Radha Madhav naam bolo re Madhur Sware Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Madhur Sware Jivana ilo se Navajile Rishi Jivana ilo se Navajile Rishi रूप दे एक बार नाम रस मातरे भक्ति विनोद रूप दे एक बार नाम रस मातरे मधुर स्वरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन गोविंद गोपीनाथ श्री श्री राधा गोकुलानंद पंचतत्वात्मकम श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री बलदेव श्री सुभद्रा श्री जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन जी की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। सर्व विनाशनकारी भक्त वत्सल भगवान श्री नृसिंहदेव की जय। जय गरिद पावन परम करुणामय परमाराध्य तुम श्री गुरुदेव विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय गरिद पावन परम करुणामय परमाराध्य तुम श्री परम गुरुदेव श्री भक्ति दैत माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर जी महाराज की जय। सपार्श्व श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। गोपाल गुरुवर्ग की जय। जय पंचतत्वात्मकम श्री गौर हरि की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौड़ मंडल ब्रज मंडल धाम की जय। धामवासी भक्त वृंद की जय। जय नित लीला प्रविष्णु विष्णु पाशल भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित लीला प्रविष्णु विष्णु पाशल भक्ति ब्रह्मपुरी गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित लीला प्रविष्णु विष्णु पाशल भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय नित लीला प्रविष्णु विष्णु पाशल भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित लीला प्रविष्णु विष्णु पाशल भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित लीला प्रविष्णु विष्णु पाशल भक्ति निकेतन तुर्याश्रमी गोसाई महाराज की जय। परम पूज्य पाद दंडे स्वामी श्री भक्ति उद्बोधन गोसाई महाराज की जय। पूजनीय वैष्णव वृंद की जय। पूजनीय शिक्षा गुरु वर्ग की जय। समस्त सारस्वत गौड़ीय गुरु वर्ग वृंद की जय। अपने अपने गुरुदेव महाराज की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंद जय पूज्य भक्ति स्वामी भक्ति वेदांत पर्वत महाराज की जय। I forget his name, I get confused in his name and Tapasvi Maharaj. Sometimes